Hey everyone, Varbab here. Who doesn't love a good getaway? But you know what can really throw a wrench in your travel plans? Ending up in a bad hotel. I'm talking about those places with questionable cleanliness, sketchy vibes, or even worse, safety hazards. That's why today, we're diving deep into how to spot those red flags before you even set foot in the lobby. Stick around because this is information you don't want to miss. Alright, so you're planning a trip and you're browsing through hotels online. The pictures look amazing, right? But hold on a second. Don't book that room just yet. One of the biggest mistakes travelers make is relying solely on those glossy hotel website photos. Remember, those pictures are carefully curated to show the property in the best possible light. They're like those Instagram versus reality posts. Sometimes what you see isn't what you get. That's where your inner internet sleuth comes in. We're talking about diving headfirst into those online reviews. Think of sites like TripAdvisor, Google Reviews, and Booking.com as your own personal hotel investigation team. But don't just skim the surface. Look for consistent complaints that paint a clearer picture of what's really going on. Are people constantly mentioning dirty rooms, broken amenities, or, even worse, bug infestations? Pay close attention to recent reviews, as those will give you the most up-to-date picture of the hotel's current state. Don't ignore those one-star reviews entirely. While some might be from overly picky guests, others could reveal serious issues the hotel might be trying to downplay. Read between the lines. Sometimes a hotel might not explicitly state they've had bedbug issues, but guests might complain about bites or rashes. Connect the dots and use your best judgment. And remember, a few negative reviews are normal, but a consistent pattern of complaints should set off alarm bells. By taking the time to thoroughly research online reviews, you're arming yourself with valuable information that can make or break your trip. Remember, a little bit of online investigation can go a long way in ensuring a safe and enjoyable travel experience. Alright, so you found a hotel with stellar online reviews. Awesome, but hold your horses before you hit that book now button. Remember, a hotel's location can make all the difference in your overall experience, and more importantly, your safety. Think of it like this. You wouldn't invest in a property without checking out the neighborhood, right? The same goes for your hotel. You want to make sure the surrounding area is safe, convenient, and aligns with what you're looking for in your trip. First things first, fire up Google Maps and zoom in on that neighborhood. What's the vibe? Is it a bustling city center, a quiet residential area, or something else entirely? Look for things like well-lit streets, nearby public transportation, and a good mix of restaurants and shops. But safety goes beyond just the aesthetics. Use tools like local crime mapping websites or apps to get a sense of the area's safety record. Are there any reports of theft, vandalism, or other concerning activities in the vicinity of your hotel? Knowledge is power, and knowing what to expect can help you stay vigilant and make informed decisions. Remember, choosing the right hotel location isn't just about convenience. It's about ensuring your safety and peace of mind throughout your trip. By taking the time to research and understand the neighborhood, you're setting yourself up for a smoother, more enjoyable travel experience. Alright, you've arrived at your hotel, checked in, and you're ready to drop your bags and start exploring. But hold on a second, before you get too comfortable, it's time to channel your inner hotel inspector. Trust me, taking a few extra minutes to give your room a once-over can save you from potential discomfort or even safety hazards down the line. Think of it like this. You're essentially becoming a detective searching for clues that might indicate a problem, and the first thing you'll want to do is use your senses. Does the room smell fresh and clean, or is there a musty, damp odor lingering in the air? Next, it's time for a visual sweep. Are the sheets crisp and free of stains, or do they look a little worse for wear? Don't be afraid to pull back the covers and check for any telltale signs of bed bugs, like small, reddish-brown spots on the mattress or sheets. Speaking of the mattress, give it a quick press. Does it feel firm and supportive, or does it sag in the middle like a tired trampoline? Now let's move on to the bathroom. Is the toilet clean and free of any, shall we say, surprises? How about the shower? Does the water pressure seem adequate, or is it more like a light drizzle? And finally, let's talk about security. Do the doors and windows lock properly? Are there any signs of forced entry or tampering? It's always better to be safe than sorry, so if something doesn't seem right, don't hesitate to bring it to the attention of the hotel staff immediately. Alright, so we've covered the basics of inspecting your hotel room, but now it's time to take things a step further and really channel our inner Sherlock Holmes. We're about to delve into the nitty-gritty of inspecting furniture and bedding because, trust me, this is where a keen eye can really pay off. Let's start with the bed, shall we? After all, that's where you'll be spending a good chunk of your time. We've already talked about checking the sheets for stains and bed bugs, but don't stop there. Carefully examine the mattress itself, paying close attention to the seams and crevices where those pesky critters like to hide. Don't be shy about using a flashlight to get a closer look. Run your hand along the seams, feeling for any tiny bumps or irregularities. Remember, bed bugs are experts at camouflage, so you really need to be thorough in your search. Next, move on to the headboard. Check behind it, making sure it's securely attached to the wall, and there are no gaps or crevices where insects could be lurking. If the headboard is upholstered, give it a quick vacuum with the crevice tool, just to be on the safe side. Now let's talk furniture. Start by inspecting any upholstered chairs or sofas. Just like with the bed, check the seams, crevices, and undersides for any signs of pests. If the cushions are removable, take them off and inspect both sides. For wooden furniture, pay attention to any cracks, crevices, or holes. These can be prime hiding spots for insects, so give them a thorough once-over. If you see any signs of sawdust or insect droppings, that's a major red flag. Don't forget to check drawers and cabinets. Pull them out, inspect the corners and undersides, and make sure they slide smoothly. You'd be surprised how many creepy crawlies can make themselves at home in these often overlooked spaces. And finally, let's talk about luggage racks. These might seem harmless, but they can actually be breeding grounds for bed bugs. Before you even think about placing your suitcase on one, give it a thorough inspection. Check the legs, the underside of the rack, and any crevices or joints. Alright, we've covered a lot of ground so far, from online reviews to inspecting your room like a pro. But now let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial when you're traveling: your personal safety and security within the hotel itself. Remember, no matter how safe the neighborhood or how luxurious the hotel, it's always better to be prepared and take precautions to protect yourself and your belongings. Think of it like this: you're essentially creating your own personal fortress of security within your hotel room. First and foremost, let's talk about those doors. Whenever you're inside your room, make sure the deadbolt and chain are engaged. It's a simple step, but it can make a world of difference in deterring unwanted entry. And speaking of doors, be mindful of who you open it to. If you're not expecting anyone, don't feel pressured to open the door. If someone claims to be hotel staff, call down to the front desk to verify their identity before letting them in. Next up, windows. These can be another vulnerable point of entry, so make sure they're properly secured. Check the locks and make sure they're functioning correctly. If there are any gaps or cracks in the window frame, report them to the hotel staff immediately. Now let's talk about valuables. If you're traveling with expensive jewelry, electronics, or important documents, don't leave them lying around in plain sight. Use the hotel safe whenever possible. Most hotels provide these for free or for a small fee. If you're carrying a lot of cash, don't keep it all in one place. Divide it up and store it in different bags or pockets. And speaking of bags, don't leave them unattended in public areas of the hotel like the lobby or the pool. Another thing to keep in mind is fire safety. When you first arrive in your room, take a moment to familiarize yourself with the evacuation route. Locate the nearest fire exit and make sure you know how to use the fire extinguisher just in case. And finally, trust your gut. If something feels off or you feel uncomfortable in any way, don't hesitate to speak up. Report any suspicious activity to the hotel staff or security immediately. Remember, your safety and peace of mind are paramount. By taking these precautions, you can ensure a secure and worry-free stay. So, be vigilant, stay safe, and enjoy your travels. Your hotel room should be a sanctuary, not a source of stress. With these tips, you're well on your way to a safe and enjoyable trip. So there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from scrutinizing online reviews to channeling your inner detective and inspecting your room. Remember, finding a safe and comfortable hotel doesn't have to be a gamble. By following these tips and trusting your instincts, you can travel with confidence, knowing you've done everything you can to ensure a smooth and enjoyable experience. With a little bit of preparation and a healthy dose of skepticism, you can relax and focus on what really matters, creating amazing memories and exploring the world around you. Safe travels.